just walk me through that interception against South Carolina, just what you remember as that play kind of was over.
Yeah, so obviously, big deal for me. It's my first one. I'm real proud of. But yeah, so first off, we got great pressure from our D line, like we've been getting all game. So we had him rattled, and he made a rush decision thanks to our D line. And once the ball was in the air, we worked that every day, and I just tried to high point the ball, and thankfully came down with it.
Coach Smart unveiled to us the making notes about what things you need to improve on, the goals and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Have you gone through that exercise during your lengthy career here so far?
Yes,
and would you reveal what some of your personal goals were that you put up?
Yes, sir. So really, this more specifically this week, I tried to focus on two things. Obviously, want to be the best tackler I can be, and so that I wrote down I got to bring my feet and no bending at the waist and keep my head up, obviously. And then secondly is knowing and being more aware of down and distance situations, more specifically third down. So that's what I want to focus on.
Have you done this before while you've been here?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So this wasn't new to you?
No, sir. Yeah.
What makes players like Nolan Smith a great leader?
Yeah. Well, obviously, I would say first off, Nolan's work ethic is what I look up to the most. And second off, he's a vocal leader as well, and he knows that. And he's not afraid to put his foot down when he doesn't like something, or like when our defense isn't playing to our standard. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, I guess after the Sanford game, you won the Money Mob necklace. Can you talk about winning that and what that and Coach Fran Brown sort of brought to the secondary?
Yeah, so Coach Fran Brown gives the energy every day, and that's something that's he introduced when he first got here, and we love it. It's a really cool chain, and we're all trying to compete and win it. But he thought that I did the best that week after Sanford, and I got to wear it, and we all tried to show it off when we got it. But yeah, it's a great thing for us to have and compete against.
Having played with Zion Logue for a couple of years, can you talk a bit about the growth you've seen from him and kind of what he means to you and to the team as a whole?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Zion, obviously, me and him came in together. I don't know if most people know that, but he's another guy where his work ethic shows every day at practice. He's a bigger guy, but you can see him, sprinting after every cover down, and really trying to affect the quarterback. And he's grown a lot.
Yeah, Dan, what have you seen from Darris Smith as a guy that's kind of cross-training at star and safety and outside linebacker a little bit? Just what's it like seeing him with his skill set where we go?
Yeah, first off, I'd probably say just freaky athletic. Y'all see how tall and long he is, and the man can fly. He's really fast, and he's another guy that's got a great work ethic, and I think we'll continue to see a lot from him as well.
Then when you talk to some of your offensive teammates, they talk about Coach Monken. What kind of things do they tell you?
man, I really don't have to say much. It's just I see it every day, to be honest. Coach Monken is an incredible guy, and he puts me under a lot of stress every day and our defense, but we're thankful for it because it definitely pays off. And I think he's a reason why we're doing as well as we are defensively this year.
Just real quick follow-up. How much more is this offense even capable of? Obviously, you see him a ton more than we do. How much more can this offense do?
The sky's the limit, honestly. I think, and it's like you said, we got an incredible group of talent, and I'm just thankful to compete against them every day.
Dan, going back to that interception on Saturday, what was the reaction like from your teammates when you got back to the sideline after that?
Yeah, so I guess once they realized I came down with it, they just swarmed me, and I really just kind of ran off the field, but I was so excited, and seeing their support and them tap me on the back it means everything.
So you got the open first touchdown against South Carolina. Can you talk a bit, and you could feel kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
Can you talk a bit about the pride that this Georgia defense have of shutting teams out and keeping them out of the end zone?
Yeah. So first off, I was real disappointed in that, but it didn't happen on that play. We were letting them drive down the field, way too much already, and we just didn't feel like we finished the game like we should have defensively, and we realized that, and that's what we're working on this week in practice to you know, no matter if you first string, second string, third string, like if you're in the game, we say that if you're in the game, you're a starter, and you know, we hope to finish every game like better, I guess.
I don't know how much you get to go up against him in practice, but what kind of a difference have you seen in Carson Beck this year?
Yeah, I'd probably say, you know, just his confidence, and then Carson's a guy who, you know, he's got one of the best arms I've ever seen, and you know, he can zip the ball out to the flat real quick or expose you with a long ball. He's really talented. So.
Dan, speaking of going against other players, how many times you had to go against Darnell Washington and try to tackle him? How did that work out?
Probably too many, honestly, but no, it's like we said today. You know, Darnell's a guy you gotta swarm the ball when he gets the ball. It takes more than one person on defense, but you know, I've competed against him since he got here, and although it's hard, I'm thankful for it, for sure.
Yeah, just what have you seen from Gunner Stockton when he's been on scout team, and what kind of plays has he been able to make out there?
Yeah, Gunner's incredible. He exposes us, you know, every day on defense, and he can sling it, and he can expose us with his feet, and I think he gives one of the best looks I've ever seen from on the scout team.
Can you talk a bit about your role as a leader and kind of how you mentor some of those young guys like Malaki Starks?
Yeah. In terms of that, you know, I want to, you know, obviously when I first got here, I had that same mentorship and help from, you know, J.R. Reed, Richard LeCount, and Lewis last year as well. He poured into me, and, you know, he's one of my best friends. And, you know, I just know that, you know, without them, I wouldn't be in the position I am at the end of the day, and I want to pass that forward. And, you know, Malaki and all of our other young safeties are obviously really talented, or they wouldn't be here. And, you know, anybody who's willing to come in and, you know, meet extra and, like, shows like they genuinely care, you know, that's easy to work with and easy to help out. So.
Yeah, I guess kind of following up on Malaki, Kirby said he could tell right away he was a really nice kid and all that kind of stuff. How have you seen that since he got here, and how has that helped him in this question? You know, be a starter in the secondary now.
Yeah, I think, like you said, he's a great kid and really nice guy, and he always like keeps a level head. He doesn't get too high when he makes a great play or when he messes up. You know, he doesn't get too distraught, and that shows, I think.
Speaking of that depth at defensive back, what have you seen from Tykee Smith this fall?
Yeah, so Tykee's been grinding his butt off, and he's a guy that, once again, he comes out there and gives great effort in practice, and it's really great to see him healthy, because, you know, he's had it rough with a few injuries, and you know, I'm just excited to have him out there as well, helping us out.
So following up on my question from earlier, you talked a bit about how you want to give back as a mentor. Can you talk a bit about how those that came before you kind of mentored you and kind of the advice and how you've grown from what they were able to mentor you with, I guess? Yeah,
so I'd probably say what helped me the most is during meetings. You know, we're watching film. You know, Lewis would tap me on the shoulder, say, you know what, like, I know we're going fast, but this is what he means, you know, and just taking that extra step, like, because we go over things really fast here at Georgia, and you're not going to usually get it the first try. So, you know, re-emphasizing things. And then when we see it on the field, going over it together in practice is what helps.
You sort of talked about this already, Dan, but what did that interception mean to you on Saturday to be able to make a play like that?
Mm-hmm. You know, it just shows I can play with anyone, I feel like, and it definitely helps boost your confidence, but you know, hopefully it's one of many, and that's what we're going to work for at practice.
Let's take 2 more questions.
Can you talk a bit about your biggest areas of growth from last year to this year, and then I guess throughout the season how you've grown?
Yeah, I touched on it earlier, probably like knowing more down and distance situations and third down, you know, not playing too soft, and then tackling in the open field is one of, you know, I want to be one of the best at that. And you know, take pride in that and not stopping my feet on tackles.
Last question, anybody? All right, thank you.